What's up everyone, this is Flash from Flash Hobbies, and today we're going to be talking about the inner fender kit for the SCX 10. So I got this off of Amazon. I can't remember the price, but I will leave the link down below. It wasn't that expensive, and it was on Prime shipping, so I was able to get it in 2 days. The box is pretty generic, and I did say this was for the SCX 10, but it also fits the SCX 10 II, which is currently what I just finished building. So you get your instructions, and tells you what comes in there and what's going to get in your hardware as well. You get your fenders, and the last thing in there was your hardware kit. Now they've made this real straightforward and easy as far as the instructions go. Everything is labeled as to what goes where, and it gives you the instructions on how to install it, where it goes, and what hardware goes where. So that's pretty good. So I'm going to go ahead and get that installed. So here I have a SCX 10 II scale builders kit that I just finished, or the raw builders kit, whichever. I did put some of my own upgrades and stuff on that, but I did change the geometry of the suspension in the rear, and the reason why I did that was you get a lot better flex whenever the shocks are like this. Like that's some pretty good flex. Actually, probably too much, but as I'm looking at it, it's probably not going to work with the inner fender, so I will probably have to put the stock body post towers back on the rear and then readjust the length, because these shocks are longer than the stock ones that come on it as well. So one of the things that you will need is this little cross. This is a 5.5. That's going to be the size for the nut on this kit in particular, and then just a 2mm hex driver. So again, ease of installation, I would probably put it at an 8 so far. Tells you here front left, that's the direction state. Tells you which way your vehicle should be facing, which front should be facing towards you, or that way. And we're going to go ahead and mount that in. So the first thing I'm going to do is I did mount my own bumper, which it's going to get in the way of the 2 screws right here that are needed for this. So I'm going to go ahead and remove these. So the first step required is measuring your holes. Now I did have my own custom bumper here for this project, and I did have one screw here, and then I took off the original one here. That's what it calls for in the instructions. So the first and the third hole. This is going to be clipped onto your railing, while the front part is the actual part that's going to be screwed in here. The first step is easy. You just got to make sure that you clip on this side onto the railing, and then you have one screw here and your second one here. I did have a metal steel bumper on mine, so I had to take that off first and then readjust it just to make sure that it was hitting right with the fender. So I can readjust it to go back or forward now. And here's how the first fender looks like. I think it looks pretty good so far. Let's move on to the other front side. And again, this one does tell you FR, which is for front right. And again, we'll put this here. We'll clip on the back one first. And you heard it snap into place. Next thing is we're going to line up these two in the front and put those screws in. And there you have it. That's how the front looks so far. Everything's looking pretty good so far. I have enough wheel clearance here for the shock. And now we're going to move on to the rear. That's going to be the tricky part. Okay, so the rear fenders that I had did not work for this project in particular, just because this is a hard body, and I'll go ahead and show you why. So it's a hard body, and there's really no space back here. So I eliminated the post in the rear so that the body doesn't sit so high, and it just does not work with the whole dimensions. So the front look great. They're perfect fit, no problems. If anything, I might just trim a little bit right here, but that's not really a concern for me right now. I really do like the way they look. And then the rear, as you can see right there, that's where I'm gonna Velcro to the body so that it doesn't sit so high, because otherwise it would be up here if I put the body post on. and that's not going to work. So I did try them on my SCX 10, and because of the type of body that I have on it, I have a 4Runner. I did have to modify it just a little bit, and I did cut the fender here, and that was pretty much it. I cut a little bit out right here. I shaved it out a little bit so that it worked, but it worked fine. It's gonna have the right travel. I'm not gonna have any issues with that, so it came out pretty good. To install these took a little bit longer just because I had to Dremel away a little bit at the fenders, but no big deal. The front ones here took, I don't know, less than a couple minutes, maybe 3 or 4 minutes. And you know, just me figuring out, tinkering with the back, I've had to fit it on. So I would say if you're doing this on your own, for your own rig, and it's not like a hard body like this, then most likely it'll take you anywhere from 10 to 15 minutes. I didn't have to take off any of the wheels. It's really simple to do, so definitely recommend them. I think they're great quality. Like I said, if you want to buy them, they'll be down in my description below. If you guys have any questions, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, and we'll see you on the next video. Thanks for watching.